Make it look like you're right.
Have them comment.
No, I almost had it pretty much memorized. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, that's a giant.
That's what it is. There's the water service.
It must have rebooted. It was up and running.
You want me to see if they have it on their screen? Or is
I
it
gotta
totally
get it up
separate?
on mine here, so I can.
The live stream is on her computer.
Back when Vic started, they had the chisel and the.
This thing restarted.
He's lucky he's on that.
I was ready to go here. No, I think it rebooted on its own. Okay. Good. Yep. We're rolling.
Welcome, everybody, to the March 18th, 2024 council meeting. Would you please rise? If you have a hat on, please remove it for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I have a motion to excuse the absence of Mayor Cochi, please? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, first time. Okay. Clerk, call the roll.
Asbury?
Here.
Longino?
Here.
Spinks?
Here.
Salvi?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Okay, now can I have a motion to excuse the absence of Mayor Dan Cochi? Motion made by Longino. Second by Smith.
Okay. Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Approval of minutes, we are going to have, if we want to need more time, we will have it at our next meeting for the work session, March 4th, and also the regular meeting on March 4th, 2024. No presentations tonight, no business. So I'm going to go right into reports. City manager.
Thank you. Few items to mention today. First, just a friendly reminder that our annual chipper service will start up again first full week of April. I believe that is actually April 1st. Monday. Also, just a couple of infrastructure announcements. The state of Ohio, ODOT, and the Shelley Company will be back out on Broadway in the next couple of weeks. They're going to be raising the castings for the Cleveland water line and making some of completing some of the remaining items that were on the punch list. So I don't anticipate that taking too long. They should be completed later this spring. Also do want to announce that the contractor for ODOT is going to start next week on the 25th on the Northfield Road Bridge. That's going to be substantial improvements made to the bridge. They're going to be working on the sidewalks, the parapet walls, the expansion joints, the railings, the fencing, drainage. I believe in 2025 it'll actually be all repainted as well. As I mentioned, that work will start on March 25th. There will be traffic control in place, and the traffic will be maintained, meaning the roadway will remain open. I believe the plan is to close the curb lanes of Northfield Road Bridge. Much needed improvement. The city has been communicating with ODOT. We are approaching 7 years, I think, from our initial correspondence and documentation of some of the conditions of that bridge. So it's good to see that finally getting addressed. We have not received any formal announcement as far as Northfield Road as a whole, although it is something that we did start discussing with them as far as what the future plans are to do a complete resurfacing. Just want to point out, we had shared with council end of last week an interesting story that highlights the benefits of our cameras that we've placed around town. A couple of weeks ago, you see those traffic control boxes located in various spots of town. We came across one at Broadway and Southwick that was completely destroyed. There was no report. There was no accident report that occurred. We received a quote to repair that because it is the city's responsibility, and that quote came in at $31,000 that we were going to have to pay to make that improvement. Ultimately, we could have either paid out of our reserves or it could have just gone through as an insurance claim. And over the years, uninsured and insurance costs rise. We took a step back. Two officers, tremendous work. They started looking at the cameras. We located a vehicle that hit it. We later tracked that to a flat camera. We got the license plate and tracked down the gentleman. He came and picked up his citation last week, and it's going through his insurance to make those repairs. So that is an example, $31,000 hit that the city would have had to take care of without having those cameras in place. And kudos to the officers. Also wanted to just touch base. We had some communication with the land bank, Jennifer Kuzma in our development office last week regarding some properties that City Council had previously condemned. 244 West Glendale is on the list to be taken down. The land bank is going to cover that at 100%, and their goal is to have that completely down by June. That is when it has to get down because they work through federal funds. We anticipate that coming down sooner, but June is the deadline where they need to have it down by. We also had some discussions, and they are looking at ways that they can assist the city financially with demolishing or covering a portion of the cost to demolish 34 Northam, which was previously condemned, as well as 97 Northfield. 97 Northfield is, I think, more important because that is going to be a significant cost to take down. And we would have to incur that initial cost and assess the property. If we can get the land bank, which they have offered to cover a portion of it, that's going to save the city thousands of dollars. So we're making some progress there, and hopefully we can have those remediated soon. City was awarded a recycle grant again. We receive this grant every year. It's going to cover the cost of our annual shred days. Those will be announced shortly. We'll have one in the spring and the fall. And there'll also be some educational materials going out, magnets, things like that, that the grant covers. It's important that we send that information out to the public, and please, look at it, stick that magnet on the fridge. The more we recycle, the less cost of refuse collection. We are billed by the ton. So, and then obviously as those costs get assessed, we look at it through the contract year and what we need to assess annually. So the more we recycle, we can lower our trash costs, and ultimately that lowers everybody's costs. So keep a lookout for the educational materials. And lastly, just a friendly reminder, the Parks and Recreation Department will be having our annual egg hunt. It'll be on March 23rd, this Saturday at 10 a.m. sharp at Bearcat Stadium. That's all I have. End of report.
Law Director?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No report tonight, just want to wish everybody a happy Easter, and thank you for coming.
Finance Director?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I have no report tonight, thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Asbury.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. So, I did have 6 bullet points on my notes today, and Mr. City Manager took up 4 of those. So, thank you, sir. The only thing with the chipper service is make sure that you call the service department ahead of time to get on the list. Primary election is tomorrow. Make sure you get out and vote. Make sure you get out and vote. Polls are open at 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And as of Friday, according to the Board of Elections website, wards 1, 3, and 6 vote at Ellenwood. Ward 2 is at the high school, and wards 4 and 5 are at Glendale. Mike, I looked for today, and my search wasn't all that great. When do we expect Turvey Road to start the resurfacing this year?
So we're just completing the design for that. We're going to be going out to bid. I would imagine that's going to start middle of this summer. Hopefully sooner, but most likely middle of the summer.
All right. That's all I have. End of report.
Mr. Longino.
No report at this time. Sorry. I could babble, but I won't do that, so nothing at this time.
Okay, Mr. Smith. Oh, Mr. Salvi, sorry.
Good evening. I'm continuing to address quality of life issues in Ward 2 that residents have brought to my attention. Progress is being made. I keep a written list of complaints, and I've been addressing residents' concerns as quickly as possible. Some problems will take longer to resolve because the requires the involvement of the court system and the legal process. City Manager Malice and Law Director Montello and other city staff have been very responsive to my requests for assistance. Repairs to sewer system infrastructure in Ward 2 continues. Please be careful driving near these construction jobs so you don't damage your vehicle or injure workers or yourselves. Residents of Ward 2 who are interested in serving on a city commission and possess relevant education and experience are encouraged to contact me. All residents are encouraged to visit the official city website. The city website lists public meeting dates and issues under consideration, including the Planning Commission. I encourage residents to attend city council meetings and council work sessions, which generally begin at 5:30. Today it began at 5. This is where much of the discussion actually takes place prior to our votes and ordinances. My contact information is on the City of Bedford's official website. If you do not have a computer, you can call me at 440-735-6516. I will be passing out a ward newsletter that will include my contact information as soon as my foot injury heals. End of report.
Mr. Fluharty.
Thank you. I got some, we had our Bedford Historical Society reverse raffle dinner Saturday, this past weekend, and it was well attended. Plans are underway for the Strawberry Festival, which is the next big event, June 7th, 8th, and 9th. Pre-order your fresh strawberry pies. We're having pies this year. and it'll be available, that list will be available come May. Lots of new exciting other things that are gonna be added to this year's fresh strawberries and some other vendors selling other interesting strawberries. Something like ice cream and whatever else they wanna put together. The car show is the weekend before, which will be on Sunday. I don't know the actual date, what, it'll be June 1st, would it be, something like that? You know the date of that car show?
June 2nd,
June 2nd.
that's the kickoff for the 60th anniversary.
That's on a Sunday.
And it's an ice cream social and bands and music.
Well, that gets us updated on that, and a report.
Mr. Smith?
First, I would like to say good evening to everyone. Welcome. Don't hesitate to come back again. I see some new faces in the crowd. I'd like to see that. Only thing I have is this Wednesday, March 20th, we will be holding a youth employment fair at the high school, 10:30 to 12 in auxiliary gym. We reached out to the schools, and they were supposed to get with the students, just to give them a little update or a little heads up on how to dress, what to say, just mock interviews. There will still be some mock interviews there at this event. Also, the city manager and I, we reached out to Zach's, because we wanted this to be a all-inclusive thing. So what we tried to do with Zach's is we asked them if they have any jobs that would be beneficial for special needs students. We do have several special needs students at the high school, so we want to include them too. Also, I had one company contact me, Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's contacted me, and they're gonna come. They're gonna send their regional manager to offer some jobs. The first thing he asked me was, are we just trying to do this for the summer? I said, oh, no. Bring the jobs. If you have some jobs for these children to work now, that's even better. So they will be there. If anyone knows of any organizations or employers that might want to hire our children for the summer, please let them know, and we will be great. That would be great for them to come. Thank you.
We have Mr. Ellsworth with us. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself?
Certainly. Good evening. I am Tad Ellsworth. I'm the Executive Director of Operations for Bedford City School District. Wasn't planning on speaking this evening. I can give you a quick update. We are at this moment, today we had interviews for our construction manager at risk for the building project. This was the final round, our short list of 3 firms. So we anticipate making a selection for the construction manager at the April 4th Board of Education meeting. Very exciting. That is the final piece of the team that needs to be put together in order to really dig into the design work and get these projects kicked off no later than the spring of next year. We'll be moving dirt. We may move dirt even sooner depending on how things go. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. It leaves me, I just want to give a shout out that I know the mayor says he's going to be watching. Speedy recovery. I'm doing okay. I felt real weird parking in your parking spot, but I did it anyway. And we know he's going to be back soon. Also, we're going to wish everybody a happy Easter. If you're out and about, make sure you drive down Grand Boulevard, because the Easter Bunny's house is all decorated and lit up and everything else at 265. It's kind of like Easter threw up. This is my 12th year to do this. I have bus loads of kids coming. It's pretty cool every year to see more and more kids come. So, okay, let's get down to business.
New business?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can I get a motion to appoint Christopher Belanda to the Civil Service Commission for a 4-year term? Okay.
We're still
Yeah,
going.
can we get a motion to appoint him?
Motion to appoint? McCarty? Second by Asbury. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Ordinance number 012-24.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a purchase agreement with Thundershine LLC for the purchase of property located at, is it 100 Willow Street, and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension. Asbury. Second. Fluharty. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Ordinance. Motion for third and final. Smith. Second by Fluharty.
I can touch base on this if you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
This is a property, it is the property located across the street from the post office where the mural is located on. The city is not purchasing the building. We're working with the property owner to do a lot split. And we're going to be acquiring the majority of the parking lot that is adjacent to an already city-owned property. The goal here, based on our site layout that council was provided by the engineers, we believe by expanding into this space, we can add between 13 and 17 parking spaces. We intend to do this with the proposed project taking place later this year of expanding Bedford Commons and eliminating the parking behind the train depot. This will increase parking in the direct vicinity of the Commons and provide the needed space. The purchase price was $25,000 for that parking lot, and the city is also responsible for all of the fees associated with the lot split as well as the filing fees. Bedford last year was awarded a $50,000 county grant for land acquisition for this specific reason. So it's going to be no cost of the city. This is being completely funded through a county grant.
Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Ordinance number 013-24.
Authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with IMGIS Group LLC for asset management software and services for our community's public water and sewer infrastructure, and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension. Longino. Asbury, second by Asbury. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Ordinance number, I'm sorry, excuse me. Okay, motion for third and final. Asbury. Second by Fluharty.
I'll touch on that. This is a renewal contract for our GIS software. We've been working with IMGIS for 3 years. Our staff have done a tremendous job of building it out. We have detailed all of our water infrastructure, sewer infrastructure, roadway improvements. We've gotten as detailed as incorporating all of the trees, the types of trees that were planted, valve control boxes that were replaced. I can't say enough with what our staff has done to develop this. This is, again, it's a renewal. The original price to renew this was $51,000 for a 3-year renewal. By paying it up front, the company did reduce the cost to $45,900, and it is our recommendation that we do renew this. I also want to point out that we own and control all of our data. Should in the future we ever decide to move to a different platform, we have everything that we've incorporated into the software.
Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Ordinance number 014-24.
To enter into a contract with Ganley Chevrolet of Aurora to purchase 2 2024 Chevrolet Tahoes and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension. Fluharty. Second. Second by Smith. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
And motion for third and final. Longino, second by Asbury.
Take this. As the law director mentioned, this is for the purchase of 2 new Chevy Tahoes from Ganley of Aurora. This is 2 police cruisers. The city did receive 2 quotes, although the original quote, or the lower of the 2 quotes, was from a different dealership. When you incorporate all of the add-ons that are required for the electrical, as well as some of the other components to properly outfit it, they are very, very close. The other factor is the other dealership that provided a quote, we have to outfit it through that dealership. Ganley of Aurora allows us to go outside and locate companies, which we've always done, to get a better price to outfit them. Which is why our recommendation is to contract with Ganley of Aurora. The other piece that is very important is Ganley of Aurora currently has the vehicles available. And this purchase, the city received a $150,000 grant through the county for 100% reimbursement of this. But those funds must be spent and reimbursed by September. So anybody that knows, sometimes it's tough to locate available cruisers. We want to make sure that we get this reimbursed, which is why our recommendation is also to go through Ganley of Aurora to secure these vehicles, properly outfit them, and then submit reimbursement to Cuyahoga County.
Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Oh, you already did, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Get back quick, Stan. Okay, ordinance number 015-24.
An ordinance amending section 13323 entitled Recreation Rebate Program, subsection A, authorizing the Bedford Finance Director to continue a rebate program for Bedford residents registering to become members of the Bedford Heights Community Center in the city of Bedford Heights and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension. First by Asbury, second by Smith. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Fluharty. Second by Smith.
This piece of legislation, as Law Director had mentioned, increases the amount of the rebate the city is going to offer residents who join the Bedford Heights Community Center. Previously, when a resident would join, they could bring their receipt to the city, and we will issue them a $50 rebate. City Council and the administration recommends, and they are voting on this evening, to increase that rebate amount from $50 to $75.
Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Ordinance number 016-24.
Authorizing a contract with GDP Group for a financial capability assessment to supplement the no feasible alternatives analysis and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend. Longino, second by Asbury. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Fluharty, second by Smith.
This piece of legislation, excuse me, this is in reference to the no feasible alternative analysis that we are currently working with the Ohio EPA on. Actually, a few years back when we had our renewal permit for the wastewater treatment plant, the Ohio EPA required the city to conduct this analysis. And basically what that is the Ohio EPA wants the city to reduce its INIs, its infiltration. Infiltration can come from many different areas. It could come from infiltration at the plant. It could come from infiltration in public sewers. It could come from improper hookups. It could come from business and residence lateral lines. So the goal is to reduce those occurrences during the heavy storms. There's a lot that goes into an NFA study. The city had to put in flow monitoring equipment at a number of the sewer mains, and you need to leave those in for a year to get the proper data coming through the rainy months, in the rainy season, spring and fall, to conduct that. And what this no feasible alternative study will show, there's a couple ways to go about reducing the INI, right? The city can go ahead and replace every sewer in the city. That's not feasible. The city can make all of their residents replace their laterals. That's not feasible. So we need to show a number of different data, calculation, modeling, and submit this as part of our permit renewal with the Ohio EPA. Some of the data that's coming out of the draft analysis, it's challenging. You know, you look at, for instance, what residents and businesses pay for sewer rates now. You know, one alternative could go to regional, but those rates will skyrocket. Regional charges way more than the city of Bedford. We don't believe that's an alternative solution. There's other alternatives, massive investment, how that gets passed on to the taxpayers, something that obviously we have concerns of. So what we believe it is imperative to do is to put together a financial capability analysis to pair up with our no feasible alternative analysis and submit that at the same time in May with the Ohio EPA. And what we want to show is, obviously Bedford, we're in a strong position financially, but I would argue that we're not in a position to invest $100 million over 10 years. It also shows, the city's aging infrastructure. It takes into consideration the median household income, the average age of residents. All of that goes into play, and it helps paint a picture when we work to negotiate with the Ohio EPA on future investments at the plant. And I think putting this piece together, I believe will be imperative as we begin to negotiate our next permit cycle.
Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Ordinance 017-24.
Is an ordinance amending ordinance number 9365-16, entitled Chapter 1103 Municipal Swimming Pool, specifically Section 1103.01 entitled Fees of our codified ordinances of the city and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend the rules. Longino, second by Asbury. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Fluharty. Second by Longino.
Thank you. This piece of legislation cleans up the language that we have in other sections of the Parks and Recreation Department. For instance, when we started adding, I'd say 20 years ago, for instance, it was a set amount, $10 for every program that we had. As we've incorporated and made changes at the department, when we work with independent contractors that may charge different for different programs, we need the flexibility to charge accordingly. And we incorporated that language in other parts of legislation. We'd like to incorporate that same language under the legislation for the municipal pool, where programming will be outlined and set forth by the recreation director, finance director, and city manager. I will add that there are no plans to increase pool passes for the 2024 season.
Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Ordinance 018-24.
Amending ordinance number 9938-22, establishing pay ranges as subsequently amended and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend the rules. First by Fluharty, second by Smith. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Longino, Asbury, second by Asbury. Ordinance. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Just wanted to touch base, this piece of legislation, we have not adjusted the pay ranges for all of the part-time and seasonal employees. I would guess it's been 20-plus years. We looked at these. It includes part-time positions within the Parks and Recreation Department, general outdoor maintenance, building department, various part-time clerks. We've also updated some of the job descriptions. For instance, we eliminated concession staff at the municipal pool because we no longer have those, as well as a car wash employee that was in place years ago. This is cleanup of the ordinance as well as updating the pay ranges for all seasonal and part-time employees.
Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Ordinance 019-24.
Authorizing a contract with the Business Network team for the purchase of a security camera system for the municipal swimming pool and surrounding parks and declaring an emergency.
Motion to suspend the rules. First by Fluharty, second by Asbury. Clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Ms. Smith, second by Longino.
Last one.
Last one.
This is for the purchase of the security cameras to be located at the municipal pool. They'll also cover areas of the skate park as well as area behind the Ellenwood Center. City received 2 quotes. This was budgeted for. It was part of the improvement project last year. All of the network cable was all ran from Ellenwood to City Hall down to the pool. It's all in place. We're going to be doing the install ourselves. The 2 quotes that we received, one from the business network team, that was $1,300 over the other quote. The difference is the other quote, you had to purchase a server and another piece of equipment. The Verkada cameras that the business network team is going to be installing, all of that is located within the camera, cloud-based. We will be able to have access to these cameras at the municipal pool. Our staff at the Ellenwood Center will be able to monitor the pool from the Ellenwood Center. We'll be able to monitor it from the police department. The other piece is that the Verkada cameras from the business network team, they provided a 10-year warranty on each individual camera. So much better than the other quote, and in our opinion, those pieces are well worth the additional $1,300. Plus it eliminates a server, which servers, that's not gonna last forever either.
Thank you. Now we come to, oh, sorry, clerk call the roll.
Asbury?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Longino?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Now it comes time for hearing of the citizens. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Morris Stevens, 101 Tarville Avenue, Bedford, Ohio. How's everyone this evening? The purpose of us coming here this evening is to find out why is it very difficult to get a private fence put up by our house, which is right next door to the library. And we have been trying this for the last 3 years. We went through the proper protocols. We spoke to the management. We did speak to Mr. Jeff Morrow, who oversees all the libraries, and we could not get a permit. And according to him, our property is 2 feet over the line, meaning that this is the library and the property goes right here. We want to put a fence right here. And according to him, we are unable to put up a privacy fence. And he says, one, the insurance and the contract will not allow it. Number two, the library will not put up with it. And everyone inside of the library facility doesn't have a problem with us putting it up. Now, our house is right here and everyone can see right into the house. They can see whatever we're doing on a daily basis. We don't like it, we have grandkids. There's no privacy. And just my personal opinion, the library is not being taken care of. It's not being monitored. We have people staying overnight in cars. Kids are there early in the morning, late at night, after hours. No one is there securing it or anything. And my problem is this, why can't we get the fence up? We've been a resident there for 11 years, going on 12 years. Fence down. So we went through the protocols again to get the permit put up. And Calvin said he needed to get permission from Mr. Laurie, who denied it. We had a surveyor come out there also, we had the house, everything surveyed, we did everything. And it's this much of our property, of the library's properties on our ground, so he won't let us put the fence up. It has to go on the concrete. Well, we can't put a fence on the concrete. And it's just, I guess we're to this point to come see you guys and see how you can help us. Go ahead, sir.
So I just have a quick question, just, and this is for my clarification. You're looking to put the fence up, you're not asking them to do
No,
it.
no, we had everything together, we had it secured, we had
You would
contractors and
pay
everything.
for it
Yes.
and do that on your property.
Right.
Let me look into it, I'll get your phone number after. I don't know if,
Well,
I don't know if they have a say in that, if you want to put
Well,
a fence
I
on
don't
your
think
property.
you do, because the way he was telling me, and he brought up the contract or whatever, the only quarrel we have with it is how is a house built on the library's property before we got there? And we're not talking about a lot. And according to what he was telling us, well, who's gonna maintain the fence? Well, we're gonna take care of the house, we take care of everything. We're gonna take care of the fence. Okay, before we had this problem, we were taking care of the landscaping of that part of the library. He did not have his contractors out there cutting the grass. I had my landscaper do it. And we just been going at it. I spoke to the councilman over there and I brought it to his attention. I don't know if you guys can do anything, I've read the blueprints on it, he's telling us, Jeff is, it's an insurance issue now. But to us, it's more than that, it's privacy, the library area has went down big time. I'm sorry, I see it every day. And I listen to everything that you guys say about these new ordinance. Are there any cameras in the library outside? Any security there?
I think there is.
Is there a time limit for people to be in the library? Because being over there 11 years is not. And when you come home like I do every day, and you got all these cars looking into your house, open the door, they can see everything you're doing. You have kids, we have their grandkids. It's just not, I don't like it.
I'm pretty confident we can get a resolution for you. So if you can, before
Oh,
you
for
leave,
sure.
if we
No
can
problem.
exchange phone numbers,
I can do that.
we can tackle this.
I wish someone could do something. And we take good care of the area, it's a beautiful neighborhood, we love the house. We just want some privacy, can't have it right now.
Your councilman lives right down the street from me.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hey, Michael Green, 695 McKinley. I'm just curious on, yeah, they shut down University Hospital. Now, they're putting urgent care up in Sutherland, UHS. How do they get away with doing that? And shutting the hospital down, well, the emergency part of it. And you could open up a urgent care center. Yeah, it might be brand new, but it's like,
There's not much that we can comment on that, only because it is still in litigation. We're actually due in the court in another week. I will tell you, all those points have been made to the court.
okay, I got something else now. The deer. They're just, I came home one night I had 15 of them laying in my yard. And do you have any sharpshooters going out and taking a deer out like they had at one time where they go out and from midnight till 3 in the morning?
So,
At one time they did.
yeah, we've been doing it, I think it's probably the 6th or 7th year. Metro Parks, they do it every year, and actually it's been going on. When you see the Bedford Reservation blocked off, that is their calling, and I believe they're calling through middle of April, might be end of March, forgive me, I don't remember the exact date. But the city has also had a deer management program for a number of years. We submit a request through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. They're the ones that dictate to the city how many tags they will provide. Typically, they've provided between 20 and 30 tags. And then we have our police officers, there's actually 2, sometimes 3, in designated areas. The legislation that City Council approved years ago is very specific as to the areas that they can conduct that, the areas they can conduct that in. I can tell you one area is wastewater treatment facility, and there's a couple other locations.
And the national parks can't get in there and help and donate some funds for some sharpshooters come in.
Well, the Metro Parks has their own sharpshooters, and they address the herd, as they would put it. And we do as well, but we can't, you have to provide a reasonable number as well. I mean, the ODNR is not gonna say, okay, here's 100 tags. We'll never get 100. Unfortunately, you gotta do it in a safe manner in certain areas. As well as when you do it, there's a certain time. I can tell you it is not an easy task, for instance, when there's not snow on the ground. when it's warm. It's easy
Yeah.
when the ground is covered. When they have feeders out, the deer will go to the feeders. It is easier to address it in that manner. When it's not, it's a little more challenging. The thing that has to be done first and foremost, you gotta do it in a safe manner. So, you know, even if we said, oh, we'd love to take 100, ODNR is not gonna provide the city with 100 tags. But the metro parks, I don't know how many they call. I would imagine it's quite a few. But that is strictly within Cleveland Metro Parks property, for instance, the Bedford Reservation, as it relates to our concerns here.
Okay, Don, one other thing. Coyotes. They're literally running all over the place. I mean, you don't need to take them out. Do you need to take them out? Coyotes?
There's no-
Yeah, I got coyotes, 4 or 5 of them burning up, McKinley.
If you see 4 or 5 running down McKinley, call the police department. And animal control, and we'll be out. If there's 4 or 5 running down the middle of the street, contact us.
Hey, they're all over, I mean, up and down Taft. In Taft Park, it's like, they're all over the place. And it's like, that's something that needs to get, a control on, because I know around foxes, when they have their dens, they have them further out, but to feel safer, the foxes move closer in with residents, so they feel safer so their babies can live. But the coyotes are just running rampant, I mean, everywhere, I would say, Don. And it's like, something needs to be done. I mean, you can just see them running up and down, anywhere, matter of fact. I mean, broad daylight. There's people afraid to walk their dog. And I got a pretty good sized dog, so I said, and she's like, but still, something like that needs to be taken care of. Yeah. Anybody else have a question? But I got one more for the high school guy back here.
Excuse me, may I address the deer issue, because that's in my ward? The deer they live back in the woods back, but it's not Metro Parks land. Some deer may come, go over Solon, come into the area, but they're between High Street, Wellman, and Archer. And because they walk right down my drive to get into your house. So, I'm not sure if you really want to have sharpshooters back there. There are other ways to control them. But anyway.
One thing about the high school, the property that was purchased, is that gonna be, when Chanel was purchased? Or is that gonna become, like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, build, like, I can't think of the word now.
Like a campus, like a middle?
Yeah,
Middle school.
the little minor campus over there.
There'll be a new middle school built on the property, and there are plans being made for further development of the athletic fields behind the new middle school. Yes.
Are they gonna fix up any of the old high school?
Yeah, there will be a new high school built as well.
Their tax dollars going up how much? How much is going
Depends
up?
on the residents.
How much is going up for every 100,000? Like what,
300 and something, we're at $100,000.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Thank you, dear Councilman and Law Director Montano. I was here a few weeks ago. My name is Dr. Satnam Sandhu.
Your address?
Yes,
Your address, please?
my address is 37010 Halton Court, Solon, Ohio, 44139. I was here a few weeks ago, and I'm still seeking a justice for the attack that happened on me in October 22. The details are in the files of Law Director Montano. We met him here a few weeks ago, and the key point is he mentioned to us that along with my wife, she was slapped several times on the face and I was attacked. Medical report is all there in the files of Mr. Montano. I was choked, I had an injury on my hand, was bleeding. Mr. Montano told us that the video that was provided by the executive committee, which by the way is related to the attacker, he couldn't see anything. Everything is fuzzy. Thereafter, I had a chance of meeting my friends and we retrieved a couple of videos and we have submitted those videos showing clearly the attack on me. And also we have had dozens of signatures for all the people who were there in the congregation. And by the way, this attack happened in front of about 200 congregation people, and I'm still seeking justice. It has been almost 5 months, and my wife and myself, we seek justice because we come here for the Sikh temple every Sunday almost, and I serve here quasi a little free clinic also. After this, one person has been rightfully charged, and I was wondering why my attacker has not been charged, because I think we have provided sufficient evidence in terms of traditionally it used to be run on the witnesses. If we have more than 24 witnesses and who you can visibly see in the video clip, and my medical report is there, and I am seeking a justice. I belong to a group of people who are going to stay at the Bedford Central, and the group who stole a lot of money and who still forcibly occupying 2 positions. They are also harassing us in more than one way, and we seek justice because I think those attackers should be charged, and we will prove beyond doubt that why that video has been tampered, because that video, the executive committee belongs to the attackers, and I can show you, if you come with me, that upstairs there are more than one camera which should have captured every act of the event which happened over a span of about few minutes. So therefore, I'm still seeking a justice, and we want to know either way, because I am firmly of the conviction, and I am pretty much determined that I'm going to seek a justice even if I have to go to the civil court, because I am a respected member of this community, and and by the way, it was totally unprovoked attack. I was speaking on behalf of my member that they are occupying, they are tampering the membership list, they have taken so much money, and I was attacked totally unprovoked. So therefore, Councilman, dear Law Director, and City Manager, I am here second time seeking a justice, and I hope you consummate this justice in the next few days, because it has been few months. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
The police have the information and are reviewing it. None of these people could do anything.
Okay, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
But thank you for.
And there could be more videos forthcoming, because clearly the video provided to you has been tampered. And that itself is another charge which we will come up with. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
I got one more.
Is anybody else? Sir, we've already answered quite a few of your questions, and just out of respect for
I
everybody's
just got
time.
one real quick one.
Okay.
Is it possible that they'll bring the street dance back? Because when they took it away, John, 4 years ago?
That's been
And
a
they shut it
long
down?
time ago. It was about 10 years ago.
Is that possible?
Yeah, a lot of the groups that used to put that together, they're no longer living and they're no longer together, so, you know, it's sad, things change, but, as time changed, a lot of those groups are no longer here.
As of right now, there's no plans for a street dance in 2024, but if an it's not to rule it out in the future, but there's no plans right now.
All right,
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. We have a motion for adjournment?
should I get out of here in a hurry? I thought-
Yes, no. Second by Asbury. Clerk, call the roll.
Asbury,
Yes.
Longino,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Salvi,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you for coming out. Have a happy Easter.